In the past week, we have heard about hundreds of bodies of Indigenous children found at a residential school in Canada. And in the same short time frame, the Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford, has announced and quite strongly has stated that he would like to see, before schools open in September, that children will have 2 shots in their arms before they go back to school. Both of these situations are appalling to me, in my opinion. They are situations where our government, elected officials, are overstepping their bounds of our constitutional rights and freedoms, freedom of choice, freedom of our bodies, freedom of our faith-based, freedom of choice, freedom of, like, it's just total abuse of power in both situations. And I'm not trying to take anything away from the deaths of the Indigenous children, and there are probably more. And I know there has been more, and it's been reported. It's appalling. It's absolutely appalling that the government would make a decision to do that to Indigenous children, to any children, and yet they don't learn from history. They're doing it again in Ontario by stating that they want to have 2 shots in the arms in children before they go back to school in September. I've just got finished listening to an audio of Associate Professor Dr. Bram Brittle from the University of Guelph. Yes, he is a veteran. Yes, that's a veterinarian school. Yes, he teaches in a veterinarian school. But look at his credentials. Look up his credentials and his research. He believes in vaccinations. He is pro-vaccination. He believes in them. He researches them. He researches cancer. And he has stated that in the last little while, they have actually been able to prove, and research has now shown, that the spike protein is actually causing all of the issues of adverse reactions of the vaccination. Heart issues, heart inflammation, bleeding, clotting, and because of he put in a request for a biodistribution study, which now shows that the spike protein does not stay in the area in the injection site, but it actually travels through the body and it circulates because of the messenger RNA. It circulates to the spleen, bone marrow, liver, adrenals, ovaries, and even travels through breast milk. And how dangerous this is, he has stated several times, as other virologists has stated several times, that they believe in vaccinations, but not in the way that this COVID-19 vaccination shot has been distributed, has been put out there before the research is done. Before the research has been done. So every person that is taking the COVID shot is actually part of the research now. So if you as an adult want to take the shot, that's your choice. You have that choice, but the government cannot make that choice for you. Think about that. You have the choice. This is Canada. I live in Canada. The government cannot make that choice for me. I can make the choice for myself. That's the point. You believe in it, you take it. That's your choice. But when it comes to children, when they are now, our Ontario government is now stating that they want 2 shots in the arms before those kids go back to school, do we not learn from history that the government cannot make decisions for people, for their children? Parents can only make that decision, not the government. That's my point. That's my only point with this video, is that the government cannot make a decision for a parent to do that to children. Have we not learned from history? And right now, I want to state, any government official, any government, provincially, federally, municipality, any person that stands up and promotes and states that you have to do this, you will be accountable to God for every child that is hurt and dies because of your statements. You will be accountable to God for your statements, for your not knowing and just doing what you've been told. Beware, you will be accountable. This is a critical time. This is a critical time in history, and you will be accountable. Those, rest assured, you will be accountable to God. Any person that stands up and says, and mandates and states that you should go ahead and do this. If you do not see that this is propaganda that's going around in Ontario and Canada, I pray for you that you would open your eyes and open your ears to listen. To listen. The research has not been done. Do not let them violate your children. Take a stand. If you believe in it, that's your choice. But do not let a government official mandate what you would choose. What you would choose. And I hope you choose to do some research, because there's no research. There is no long-term research. And anything that is affecting bone marrow and the spleen, the liver, the ovaries, when it's already been proved now that the RNA and the spike protein is doing this to people's bodies, please, please, please go to prayer before you ever consider doing anything harmful to your children. I ask this in Jesus' name.